Have you ever heard of the Foxy Logs 87? No? Well, that makes sense. These audio logs aren't really known to the public, so these logs were a part of the original FNAF game that Scott made, but they weren't implemented into the final product. They were kind of like early code, early audio that was scrapped when the original game came out to us that we know now as FNAF 1 in 2014, but there were some audios that didn't make it into the game that I think if they tried to put it into the game, I don't think YouTube would have allowed us to actually record ourselves playing the game. Let me tell you why. These audios weren't just some random recordings like a door shutting or the cameras flickering or the phone guy talking. No, these were basically inside of Foxy's Pirate Cove, a security mic that was recording sounds inside of there. And the sounds that were recorded basically I don't think could be played on current YouTube or even YouTube back then. YouTube back in 2014 I guess was a lot less strict than it is now. Especially in 2026, you can't do that now. And of course, I don't really have access to this audio, so I cannot play it for you, but let me describe it for you. Imagine some wet ripping sounds, childs laughing, the sound of a person screaming for their life, the constant metallic scrape of rusted metal on somebody's bones, like all of that bad stuff. Just imagine it in your head right now as an audio, and that will give you some sense of what happens in these audios, or at least what you hear in these, because you don't see much, you don't see anything. It's just audio, so you're only hearing, but hearing is all you need because it's implied violent. You don't have to see anything. Now, for these recordings in the lore, these took place around June 12th, 1987, and referred to as the live stuffing. So in the normal FNAF lore, we all know William Afton kills the children that are already dead when he puts them inside of the animatronics. But we missed something actually. The child that possesses Foxy didn't die immediately. He was still alive when he was put inside of the Foxy animatronic. Now you can imagine how traumatizing this is for the child. The kid was named Sammy, so William Afton successfully killed all the others, but Sammy stayed alive though. So Sammy was conscious, he was awake, he was aware of what was going on when he was put inside of the animatronic. And when William Afton slammed the chest part closed, the metallic parts inside of Foxy clamped down on Sammy, and that's when he was really dead at that point, because it's basically the equivalent of a spring lock for a little boy. Now you can imagine what kind of metallic items were being shoved into his arms, his chest, his neck, all around there, and the audio records him crying, screaming, begging for help in his last moment. Now, like I said beforehand, I don't have an audio to play you, not that I would even want to play you an audio of that, because I feel like it's one thing to hear a grown man like William Afton dying to the spring lock suit. It's another to hear a child dying to the same thing. Well, not the exact same thing, but it's pretty damn similar. The audio does record Sammy's last words being, "Help, it hurts, make it stop." Before he went quiet, the sound came out of Foxy's mouth speaker, and this went on for an agonizing 4 minutes. So for Sammy, he wasn't given a merciful quick death. He was given a slow 4-minute painful death, and even before that 4 minutes, he was already in pain from being stabbed and currently bleeding to death slowly, but still aware enough to know he's gonna die in a few minutes. Very painfully, unlike his friends who did die painfully but relatively quickly. Foxy wasn't possessed until the child's heart stopped. That specific audio ends with Foxy's voice box having a glitch, and that glitch includes a child laughing with also Foxy saying, "Yar, more treasure inside ye." This is why in FNAF 1, Foxy's place is always out of order and covered in dust. It was never cleaned out. So Sammy's body is still inside of that suit. The dried blood, the guts and the bone, all of that, it's still there. That's why they always kept it closed. It's always out of order. Now, everyone in their mama knows that in FNAF 1, Foxy always sprints down the west hallway. In this audio, something different happens Now, this occurred during night 4, according to the files. There was a night guard on duty, a 22-year-old named Marcus. He made a different kind of mistake that none of us could make. He flashed his flashlight one too many times. The moment Foxy's hook came from the door, the audio picks up on it, and you can hear the night guard's panic breathing happening. And then on the audio, you can suddenly hear Foxy with his heavy metallic feet just moving forward. Now, the others, they might bite your head and stuff, but Foxy, he has a hook for a reason. So Foxy doesn't want to just kill you quickly like the rest of them. What he wants is the same agonizing death that he was given by William Afton, given to the night guard, Marcus. So what he did was put his hook through the night guard's shoulder and dragged him. The night guard, Marcus, was dragged by his face. You can hear the screaming, the panic breathing, you can hear everything, the hyperventilating from the audios. And then Foxy stops dragging him and then immediately turns on to ripping him apart. So basically limbs first, the arms, the elbow joint, his legs, everything that's just limbs on limbs, he's going for those first. And horrifyingly enough, implied by the audio, Marcus is still living. He is in shock, but he is still living currently. And this is when Foxy flips him over casually and just digs into his stomach, just eating and just gnawing inside of his gut. And all of this is happening while Marcus is still alive. Yes, he is dying currently, but he is aware he is being chewed into. And during this event, you can hear the sound box from Foxy going off, just repeating lyrics from his pirate song. And to add the bloody cherry on top, Marcus, the night guard, was alive for over 7 minutes during this event, and he only ended his suffering when Foxy picked up Marcus and put his head inside of his mouth cavity and closed the jaw, instantly killing him. But there is one more file inside of the Foxy Logs 87, and this was an event that was supposed to unlock after 1020 mode. It's known internally as the Red Curtain Easter egg. So basically, you control a pixelated Foxy during an 1987 birthday party. The game starts normally. You know, there's children partying, eating pizza, eating sweets, just having a good time, but then the code glitches. Then suddenly Foxy's hook just swings out, it just completely just latches free. Not of Foxy himself, but like the hook had a mind of its own, and it basically grabbed a girl's tongue by the hook and ripped it clean off. And mind you, this was happening in front of all of the other children. They were frozen in fear. They had no idea what to do. Foxy grabs the girl and drags her behind this red curtain, and the camera switches to a silhouette view of what's happening. So you don't see the actual Foxy and the little girl, but you can see their shadows and see what is happening. And you can see Foxy raise his hook about 8 times and slam it down onto the girl where she is at. Each slam down of his hook is accompanied by the girl screaming. So I think you can imply, you can know what is happening to that little girl. When the curtains finally do open, it is just Foxy standing alone now. But there is one more child inside of the room hiding under a table, and Foxy's mouth is kind of like all broken. It's just wires in there, but it's not working correctly. It's kind of just hanging. And that's where the minigame ends. It doesn't give you an answer to what happened to that last child that's hiding inside that room. It just cuts to black and you're back in the normal game. So those are basically the Foxy Logs of 87. I haven't heard of these until now. This is crazy to me. I mean, I thought I would have been heard about these by now. Like, these are some crazy Foxy files. Like, release the Foxy files. I mean, like, let's just release all the Foxy files. But yeah, I think that is a horrifying concept, a horrifying, trashed away concept for FNAF. And I'm kind of glad that it never made it through. But it would have been cool for it to be coming through and, like, we have all these fan animations made on it and stuff. That would have been cool. But thank you all for watching. I am Paxter, the only Paxter, and I'll catch y'all, I don't know, like next week or something. Peace.